And another pitch inside. Ravel having trouble locating that at bat. Walks the second batter.
Coming to the plate, catcher number 33, Brock Hagginson.
Now Brock Hagginson comes up to the plate with a runner on first for Hermiston. Pitch outside for ball one. Wouldn't be surprised to see Ravel play low in the zone this at bat. Try to get a ground ball, have the Bombers turn two and get out of this inning.
Last week, Ravel throwing going through 6 innings of work, only allowing 1 hit and 1 run, although that run was not earned. That was out at Southridge last Friday. 1 walk surrendered and 8 strikeouts.
Outside ball 2 now, 2-1 for Ravel.
Fastball's just not quite tailing back into the zone for Ravel. 2 he's missed outside have been tailing, just not enough.
Softly hit to Braylon Netter, just on the other side of the bag once again. So fouled off 2-2. And as you said, Meyer, Michael Ravel has that 2-seam fastball, just he can't get that arm side run, as you can say, trying to clip the zone. So he's got to be careful with that. If he tries to throw that in the plate or inside and it doesn't break, you can see a hitter get a middle fastball. Ravel checks down to first. And a wave and a miss from Ravel, his second strikeout of this inning. And Hagginson goes down swinging.
Stepping in, right field number 20, Evan Hayes.
Good battle there from Ravel when he needed it. Reach back, fire the fastball to get his first strikeout.
Fastball just right by Hayes. Didn't have a chance late by a mile. 0-1 for him. And wave and a miss on a breaking ball early. 0-2.
On top of the game, last game I said how the Bombers have improved their offense, their defense as well. Their pitching has been lowered by a full run per game in their ERA.
And another wave and a miss on a fastball up and away. And just like that, Mike Ravel, after 1 inning, gives up a walk, no hits, and the Bombers will come up in the bottom of the first to look to tag on some runs.
On the mound for Hermiston, number 23, Brody Woodard.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 That tonight's gonna be a good night.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. First ups for the Richland Bombers here in game number 2. On the mound for the Hermiston Bulldogs, Brody Woodard, The junior has pitched 18 innings, 20 hits, surrendered, 17 runs. 9 of those have been earned. 10 walks surrendered, a 3.94 ERA, and 10 strikeouts this season for Woodard. Rylan, what about our Bomber offense?
Our Bomber offense, we've got a change of a team going into this one with the righty. Lead off, we saw in the last game again, Dylan Parrott at second. Batting 2, Carter Meyer shortstop. Batting 3, Hayden Galloway the catcher. In the cleanup spot, and Mike Rovell at the mound. In left field, we got Jake Brandon batting 5th. At first base, Braylon Edward batting 6th. Caden Castro, the 7 batter in 7th field. Now sophomore Dominic Harper getting the start at designated hitter for Jackson Woodard. And our 9 hitter is going to be Colson Mackey in right.
Leading out for the Bomb Squad, second base number 23, Dylan Parrott.
Dylan Parrott was a walking machine last game and got a couple stolen bases to go along with it. Hoping to carry that energy into the game 2 of the series. Fastball up in the zone, first strike 1. Inside and clips the zone, first strike 2, 1-2. And swung and hit hard to short. Beautiful play, no throw, and just like that, Dylan Parrott gets another infield single and gets on for the Bombers to start the inning.
Parrott put it where they weren't. Vanoy couldn't get to his right far enough and then get back to the left with the throw over to first. So Parrott leading things off on the right foot here for Richland.
Down the dirt ball 1. And Upmeyer gets jammed on the fastball. Pulls it very far foul. Dylan Parrott takes off and a pitch into the dirt. There'll be no throw to second. Dylan Parrott with another stolen base.
Pretty sure that's 9 stolen bags for Parrott this season.
And off the shoulder, Carter Upmeyer takes one. And that'll be a hit by pitch. Runners on first and second.
Stepping in, catcher number 5, Hayden Galloway.
And all of a sudden, the Bombers repeating what they did last game and getting runners on super early with no outs. Runners take off. Go down to third, not in time. Another stolen base for Dylan Parrott. Have himself a day on the base path. Carter Upmeyer gets a steal as well. Now runners in scoring position for Galloway. The 0-1. Outside in the dirt. Another fastball up in the zone for ball 2. Woodard's 2-1. Outside 3-1. Galloway looking for a 3-1 green light. He check swings. Umpire calls the pitch in the zone, though, so it does not matter. Full count. Full count. Galloway chokes up on the bat. The pitch swung and hit line into left field. That will drop in time, and both runners will score. Hayden Galloway continues his hot hitting and drives in 2 more for the Bombers.
Like such an easy
Now batting
piece of
pitcher
hitting.
number 26, Michael Ravel.
Such an easy piece of hitting it looked like there for Hayden Galloway. Just put it right over the shortstop's head into the left, scored 2. Bombers up 2-0 just like that. Probably most surprisingly here is Galloway is still running at first base. It's been a change in the philosophy going back probably a week. Normally he'd get pinch run for, or courtesy run for, I should say, right away. This time he's staying in there, winning the argument with head coach Grant Richardson maybe, allowing him to stay and run. And he'll stay and run for as long as he doesn't get picked off. Then he might come right back out.
2-1 to Ravel. Takes a strike. 2-2 evens the count.
See if Ravel can repeat what his friend Braylon Edwards did in game 1, helping out his own cause. Braylon had a 2 RBI double.
And Woodard steps off the mound, resets himself, takes a deep breath. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3, full count. Back-to-back full counts for Woodard. Bombers making him work. And that's down on the fastball. Mike Ravel walks for the Bombers. And a familiar sign, the Bombers runners on first and second for the second time this inning. Jake Brandon, 5 batters stepping into the box.
Now batting left field number 24, Jake Brennan.
Jake Brennan takes a high pitch for ball 1. Swung on and popped up. That's going to be a routine fly for Woodard. Gets his first out of the inning.
Coming to the plate, first baseman number 4, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards with 2 RBIs last game on a base hit in the first inning. If the runners try to take off here, he could see himself having the exact same opportunity, and they do. Throw down to third, not in time. Galloway almost slides himself off the bag. Now the runners take both bags in. Edwards has runners in scoring position. Pitch in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0 count.
Braylon.
2-0 from Woodard. Up in the zone, ball 3, 3-0. Edwards is probably just going to take this pitch. Has no reason to swing. Takes a strike down the middle. First strike 1. 3-1. Outside ball 4, bases loaded. And in an instant, the Bombers have the bases loaded early in this first inning with only 1 out.
Now batting center field number 6, Caden Castro.
First pitch, Castro just hits him, and that'll be an RBI hit by pitch for Caden Castro, and the Bombers tally their third.
Stepping in, the DH number 9, Dominic Harper.
As I said, Dominic Harper getting his first start, batting DH with the bases loaded. Takes the first pitch strike. Rotates another pitch in the zone for strike 2, 0-2 count. Woodard finally gets ahead of the count early in the AB. The 0-2 hits another batter. And back-to-back hit by pitches for RBIs. The Bombers now with 4. I think the Bombers kind of have a strategy this. I don't know if you've seen this, but their left-handed hitters are playing so far up in the batter's box. I mean, they're crowding way over the plate, and both of them come up and get hit by pitch. I don't know if that's a coincidence or...
Definitely have good plate discipline the last couple batters.
Mackey takes the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Pitch to Mackey down the middle, first strike 1, 1-1.
Colson definitely not crowding the plate as much as the Bombers that were before him.
Mackey swats that one out to right field, deep off the wall, warning track power. Rounding second, going to third. They're gonna wave all the runners around. And trotting home easily is going to be Dominic Harper. So Colson Mackey with the huge hit. His first hit of this series is a 3 RBI bases clearing triple.
Easy hitting there by Mackey. Stay back on his back foot, waiting for the off-speed pitch.
Now batting second base number 23, Dylan Perez.
Now owns one of 3 Bomber triples this season behind Caden Castro and Jake Brannon. Bombers have batted around here in the bottom half of the first inning.
The 1-0, taking strike 1. Like you said, these Bomber batters being very disciplined. Doesn't look like they're swinging early in these counts. They want Woodard to fight for all these at-bats and all these counts. They want him to go deep into it. There's no point of chasing when he's having trouble locating. Swing and a miss. Dylan Perry really early on that off speed. Now a full count. 3-2. Popped up high in the infield and makes the catch for the second out of this inning.
Coming to the plate, shortstop number 3, Carter Upmeyer.
Go, Carter. Come on, kiddo.
Pitch high up in the zone. Ball 1. Upmeyer batting .405 this season. Just .004 points away from being qualified top 15 batting average in the MCC. So we know he can do some damage.
Last at bat, he was hit by pitch earlier in this same inning, so looking to have a better at bat personally. That one's popped up to center field.
That's going to no man's land. It's going to be hard to be tracked down, and it drops. So Carter Upmeyer gets jammed on a fastball, but it's able to just drop right in between the shortstop, center fielder, and left fielder for a 2-out double.
hit all around, helps the
Stepping in,
batting average,
catcher number
plates a
5,
run.
Hayden Galloway.
You got Hayden Galloway out with runners in scoring position. It's not what you want to see if you're Hermiston.
As I talked about, Upmeyer being so close from being top 15 in the MCC in batting average. Hayden Galloway 3rd in the MCC, batting .485. So as you said, is this the person you do not want to play right now if you're Hermiston? Galloway fouls that off speed off. A little bit shaking up his Hagginson. Looks like he took that foul ball off the arm.
Umpire giving Hagginson some room to shake it off, and so is Hayden Galloway, being a fellow catcher. I'm sure he knows that pain.
Runner takes off and Galloway fouls it. See Upmeyer talking to the third base coach, showing some frustration. Now he's got to jog all the way back up to second base. Takes off again. Throw is away, and Upmeyer gets another stolen bag. Him and Dylan Parrott going blow for blow to see who can get the most amount of stolen bases in this series. Two. Galloway pops that one up. And it's dropped. So a tough play, maybe fighting the sun. Hermiston off of an air. Isn't going to let a runner score. That's just a tough play.
That was a high pop-up, really tough play. That third.
Courtesy running at second base, number 15, Tucker Watkins.
All in all, ninth run crosses the plate. Only 4 hits for the Bombers. Courtesy runner at second is Tucker Watkins, in for Hayden
Now
Galloway.
batting, pitcher number 26, Michael Ravel.
Mike Ravel skies that to left field, going opposite, and it's going to drop over the head. So unreal power for Michael Ravel, taking that opposite field down to the warning track, and the Bombers tally 10 whole runs in the first inning of this game.
Courtesy running at second base, number 11, Drayson Elfring.
Now the sophomore, Drayson Elfring, going to go pinch run for Ravel, who's pitching.
Stepping in, left field, number 24, Jake Brennan.
Jake Brennan stepping in the box for the second time this inning. Takes a pitch up in the zone for strike one. Fouls that pitch off. 0-2 now for Brandon. Jake Brandon strikes out on an off-speed pitch up in the zone for the third out of the inning. And in a blink of the eye, the Bombers find themselves up by 10 in the first inning of this game. We'll be right back with you guys for the start of the second.
Welcome back to Bummer Field. We go to the top half of the second inning. Scores from around the MCC Ryland, some finals. Southridge beating Pasco by a score of 9-2 in game one out in Pasco. Chiawana losing to Hanford by a score of 7-3. And in the top half of the seventh inning, Kamaikan and Kennewick still playing game one. Score is 7-1 in favor of the Braves.
That's slowly chopped to Braylon Edwards. Only took one pitch for Ravel to get the first out of the inning.
Now batting, second baseman number 16, Dadian Vinagara.
Vinagara steps into the box. Outside ball one. Pitch just clips down in the zone. First strike one, 1-1. That's going to be just dropped into right field. So a good hit for Vinagara. Gets jammed up, but hits it right where the players aren't.
Now batting, third baseman number 3, Carter Welty.
Carter Welty batting now for Hermiston. The 0-1. Wave and a miss from Welty. Gets Welty to look on a fastball just on the outer edge of the plate. So backwards K for Ravel gets his second out of the inning.
Now batting, pitcher number 23, Brody Woodard.
Woodard is sawed off for strike one. Close pitch just outside. Ball one, 1-1. Galloway tries to pick off, throw down to first for the third out, but throws it away. But strike called on the count, so now 1-2 for Ravel. Stanek now at second. And chopped right back to Ravel. He gloves it and flips it to first. Now after 1.5 innings of play, Ravel carves up the side and retains his Bomber lead 10-0.
Now pitching for Hermiston, number 25, Quinn Warner. Leading off the second for the Bombers. Pitcher,
All right,
check
welcome
that
back to
first
the
baseman,
start of
number
the
4,
spot on the second
Braylon
inning.
Edwards.
Bombers tagged on 10 runs in the first inning. Mike Ravel 2 shutout innings back-to-back. Second pitch to Edwards, fouls that one back. 1-1.
A new pitcher on the hill for Hermiston. Brody Woodard only lasting an inning. 5 hits given up, 10 runs, 8 of those were earned.
And Edwards gets that over the head of Warner, and it's unable to get brought up. And just like that, Edwards gets an infield single.
Stepping in, center field number 6, Caden Castro.
If you're thinking, didn't Quinn Warner throw in game 1? He did, only threw 36 pitches. 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, no strikeouts. 36 pitches, 17 for strikes. You can throw up to 105 in a calendar day.
The 1 to Castro. Grounded to second. Bobbled and is not able to make the play. So Carter Welty drops that at second. No, excuse me, that's Barrett Stanek at second. So that's going to be another
Now
error
batting
on
the
these
DH number
Bulldogs
9,
infield.
Dominic Harper.
Kickoff back to second.
We go 9.
So we've got a final from Roy Johnson Field. Kamaikan outlasting Kennewick Lions by a score of 7-1.
Harper pops that one out right. That's going to drop in foul territory.
Kamaikan moves the 9-0 atop the conference. Bombers are moving to 8-1. Kennewick dropping to 6-3. Hanford improving to 8-3. Chihuahua dropping to 4-5. So kind of the status quo through one game here on Friday evening.
And a wild pitch gets away. And the Bombers get second and third for free. Harper now gets the count even 2-2, and both runners are in scoring position. The 2-2 to Harper. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. Warner gets his first out of the game.
Coming to the plate, right field number 12, Colson Mackey.
Outside strike 1. Mackey in the first inning had a 3 RBI triple. Has an opportunity to get 2 more. Outside ball 1, 1-1. Mackey flies that one out deep to center field. And that's going to be caught. Runners are going to tag. Isaac Gaines' throw gets in, but not in time. Braylon Edwards tags up 2 home. So Colson Mackey, as he says down there, I just missed that one. Knowing he missed a fastball right down the middle, but gets the job done.
Now batting second
11-0
baseman
Bombers
number
now.
23, Dylan Parrott.
Inside strike 1, Dylan Parrott. Parrott to short, covered thrown, and in time, great play from Vinoy, and that's going to retire the side, but the Bombers tag on 1 more run. 11-0, Richland going into the third.
Talking away. I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shining away. I'm coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take on me. Take on me.
Leading off the third for Hermiston, left field number 2, Hunter Link.
All right, welcome back for the start of this third inning. Michael Ravel stays on the bump. Hunter Link is the batter. The first pitch of the inning. Swing and miss, strike one. Fouls that one off. And watch out, a couple people in the crowd on that baseline not paying attention. Luckily misses both of them. Ravel ahead of the count. 0-2 pitch. Way outside, ball one. Ravel fastball, 2 up in the zone, 2-2. Counts now even for Hunter Link. Grounds that one to second, fielded by Parrott, and the throw is in time for the first out.
Stepping in, shortstop number 4, Camden Vanoy.
First pitch outside, ball one. It's gonna be fouled back. First strike one. One just gets in there for strike two. 1-2, Ravel gets ahead of the count. Now Ravel's pitch outside. Now another grounder to Parrott, and fields it, gets it in time. It's almost identical outs for Mike Ravel and Dylan Parrott. Barrett Stanek checking into the box. His second at-bat of the game.
Now batting, first base number 21,
First
Barrett
pitch
Stanek.
fastball just misses for ball one. It's fouled off. Strike 2, 0-2. Or excuse me, 1-1. Ball goes really inside, almost hits Stanek, but goes to the backstop. 2-1. Another inside pitch. 3-1 to Stanek. Fell's 3-1 pitch. Goes a little bit too high out of the zone for a walk. Ravel, in frustration, kind of swings his glove out there trying to catch the ball too aggressively. Hits it away from himself.
Coming to the plate, catcher number 33, Brock Hagginson.
That ball's lined to right field. Colson Mackey making a charge for it. He's unable to get there in time. So now it'll be 0-1. Second pitch outside, ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Ball's popped up into left, shallow infield, and Upmeyer reels it in. So Ravel retires the first 2, walks the third batter, and gets the fourth batter to pop out. And after that, it's the Bombers 11, the Bulldogs 0. All right, welcome back to Atomic TV for the start of the bottom of the third inning.
Leading out the third, shortstop number 3, Carter Upmeyer.
Bombers up by 11. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Strike 1 on the outside corner. That one barely nicks up Meyer off the backside. He'll take first base.
Stepping in, catcher number 5, Hayden Galloway.
And the pickoff is not in time. Meyer lays on the ground for an extended period of time, messing around, taking a break. He retired from all this high-powered offense the Bombers had these last 2 games. Another outside pitch. One and one. Now 2 and 1. Popped up, shallow outfield. And the play is made in time for the first out of the inning. Barrett Stanek with an error last inning makes up for it. Makes a tough play over the shoulder.
Number 26, Michael Ravel.
Yano 1-0 pitch to Ravel. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Two and 1 is the count.
Come on, Michael.
That ball is skied up, shallow left field. Calling off and makes the play in time is Hunter Link in left field.
Go, Bennett.
Pitch hitting for the Bombers, number 10, Bennett Clark.
Bennett Clark comes in and pinch hits for Jake Brandon. His first pitch falls for a strike. One and one. Warner's pitch. Flips his own for a strike 2.
Come on, Bennett. Battle back, Bennett.
And the strikeout Bennett goes, and they retire the side. The Bombers strand 1, but still after 3 innings of play, it's the Bombers 11, the Bulldogs 0.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Now pitching for the Bombers, number 16, Ben Thompson.
Happy
back to Bomber Field. We go to the top half of the 4th inning. Bombers still with a 11-0 lead over the Hermiston Bulldogs. Michael Ravel exits the game for Richland. 3 innings pitched, only 1 hit surrendered, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 50 pitches worth of work, 31 for strikes. In the game is going to be Ben Thompson. 10 innings pitched this season, 3 hits, 2 runs across. None of them have been earned. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 0 ERA.
Number 20, Evan Hayes.
So we'll face Evan Hayes at the plate first.
Ben Thompson's first pitch swung and fouled off. Jackson Woodard hustling extremely hard, trying to get that foul ball.
We have a lot of defensive substitutions. Tyler Hucks behind the plate, replacing Hayden Galloway. Drew Shocks over at first base for Braylon Edwards. Woodard and Upmeyer and Parrott still in the rest of the infield positions.
Pitch high and outside, ball 1.
Ben Thompson, a good relief option coming into the game right after Michael Ravel. Michael Ravel, a slow, methodic pitcher. Thompson gets to work and delivers the pitch right away.
And Drew Schock at first base fields that one and gets the out. As you said, Ben Thompson with a 0 ERA this season. Done a great job for the Bombers
Number 1, Isaac
in
Gaines.
relief.
Thompson would have seen work out at Southridge if the Bombers didn't win those games in 6 and 5 innings respectively. With Edwards and Ravel going complete games out in South Kennewick. And it would have benefited Thompson because in order to qualify to rank in the conference, you have to have a certain amount of innings. As many innings pitched as your team has played in games. So Ben Thompson, 10 innings pitched, and this is the 13th game the Bombers have played in, so just under that qualify, but he would have been in the top 15 in many pitching categories as he's pitched stellar so far this season.
Close pitch does not get the call. 3-1 now to Gaines. Popped up shallow center, covering it and makes the play.
Now batting, second baseman number 16, Dadian Venegara.
First pitch strike for Thompson.
Going over some of the rest of the defensive subs. Parker Smoot making that catch in center, in for Caden Castro. Bennett Clark in left field for Jake Brannon. Colson Mackey still in right.
Thompson steps off the mound, regathers himself. Head of the count 0-2. Just needs a strike to retire the side. Just outside for ball 1. Now his 1-2. Another outside pitch, ball 2. Count is now even on Venegara. Upmeyer dives, makes the stop. Throw not in time, even with the Drew Schock stretch. So Venegara gets an infield single.
So Put it in the right place. Upmeyer was playing very far to the left.
Now batting, third baseman number 3, Carter Welty.
Towards the center of the infield. Great stop by Upmeyer to get it from going into the outfield, but couldn't get the transfer and the throw off in time to get Vinagara, and got one on.
That one in the dirt ball one. Outside ball 2. Obviously the Bombers up by 11 right now. Don't want to jinx anything, but looks like they're going to pull away with this series. Is there anything that you like that you saw this series, Meyer, that they should continue going into this Kamayakin game on Tuesday?
Capitalizing on their opportunities. Good base running.
And Thompson hits that batter, so Welty will take first. There's runners on first and second now. Still 2 outs.
Still forcing any bag here for Thompson. Nothing to worry about really for the sophomore.
Now batting number 25.
Yeah, capitalization of
Warner.
opportunities. Runners in scoring position. I didn't see what their average is with runners in scoring position today, but it was quite high.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have Ravel and Edwards pitching like they have, and you have Thompson coming out of the bullpen pitching in relief like he has, should be a good matchup next Tuesday out at LaPierre.
Exactly. As long as the Edwards and Ravel are on their game, it's a tough team to stop. Fouled off and into the glove of Galloway. And Ben Thompson retires those 3 outs. Leaves 2 stranded though, the Bulldogs. After 3.5 innings of play, the Bombers still up 11 to Hermiston 0.
May we all get to grow up in a red, white, and blue little town.
35 for 25.
Get a won't start, hand me down for to try to fix up. With some part-time cash and driving a tractor, found a sweet little thing. Where's your ball cap backwards? Kind of place you can't wait to leave, and nobody does. 'Cause you miss it too much.
Now pitching for Hermiston, number 21, Chris Godby. Check that, number 35.
The sound of a quarter rolling down the jukebox. Play the tightest tread right above the turnpike. Or you get lost down some road. Slow running with the top out the back of a Bronco. Buy a cold sixer with a cast in lotto. She's smiling with her hair blowing out the window. Where you about to go? Yeah, you learn to fly, and if you can't, then you just free fall. Hey, we all get to see those fields of green turn gold. Watch a marching band play with the harvest moon coming up. And know that 15 minutes of famous ain't gonna be what makes us or breaks us, but we'll all be watching the TV the day that it comes. May we all know that nothing ain't cool till you wear the new one. The sound of a quarter rolling down the jukebox. Play the Travis straight right above the turnpike. Before you get lost down some road. Slow running with the top out the back of a Bronco. Buy a cold sixer with a cash in lotto. She's smiling with her hair blowing out the window. Where you about to go? And you learn to fly. If you can't, then you just free fall. May we
Leading out the 4th for the Bombers, pinch hitting, number 20, Drew Shaw.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Drew Schock leading things off for the Bombers, and he fouls that one off to the right-hand side. Chris Godby in for the Hermiston Bulldogs. So far this season, has appeared in 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, surrendered, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So not that many innings appeared. He'll face Drew Schock first with a 1-1 count, Rylan.
And 1-1 now. Drew Schock, great story. Battled leukemia his freshman year, played baseball his whole life, unable to play after that, had to relearn how to walk his junior year, had a great season on JV and got the call up this year. Now pitching and batting on varsity for this state defending team.
Great podcaster, too.
I mean, he had to have aced your class, right? He had to have aced your podcast.
He was great. He had conversations every day that he wanted to tell stories of and enlighten people's lives. And he's a good kid.
Chops at that one to the first baseman, trying to fight out in time, and he is going to be called out. Great hustle play from Christopher Godby. Beats out Drew Schock to first base.
Pitch hitting number 19, Parker Smooth.
So as we said, Drew Schock hit the ball. Not the fastest runner though. He'll most likely get a second opportunity though to try to get a base hit. Now stepping in is Parker Smoot. Takes first pitch, strike 1.
Game 2 is beginning around the MCC, Ryland. 2-0 Southridge over Pasco. Midway through the first inning. Chiawana and Hanford scoreless also in the first inning.
Baseball.
Just like that, we have an update. It is 2-0 Riverhawks over the Falcons in the bottom half of the first inning. So Chiawana plating 2 in the top of the first. Chiawana hoping to split that series with the Falcons.
So after fastball, 2 up in the zone. Count falls to 2-1 in favor of Parker Smoot. 3-1 now.
Smoot does have 1 walk on the season.
Smoot with the 3-1 green light and lines that into left field for a base hit. Parker Smoot with a great piece of hitting, sits on the fastball in 3-1 count.
Coming to the plate, number 9, Dominic Harper.
He gets his first base hit of this series against Hermiston. Following up is his sophomore buddy, Dominic Harper. High and outside, ball 1. Another pitch outside, ball 2. And Godby struggling to locate that fastball. 3 of them in the exact same spot, high and outside. It's pretty non-competitive 3 pitches to Harper. Now the 3-0. And that ball is too high for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Dominic Harper.
Pitch hitting for Richland, number 8, Jaron Lee.
And Jaron Lee comes in to pinch hit for the Bombers. This is his 3rd plate appearance of the series. Yet to record a hit. High and outside. Ball 1.
Talked in game 1, Ryland, how the Mid-Columbia Conference is turning into 2 races. Race for the 3A second seed and the 4A number 1 seed. Good news for Hermiston. Pasco Bulldogs are up on the Southridge Suns 3-2 in the top of the second. So Southridge, Walla Walla, and Hermiston all battling for that second seed from the MCC in the 3A ranks. Kennewick running away with the 3A number 1 seed, up 3 games over second place Walla Walla.
Another pitch high and away. 3-0 to Jaron Lee. And Jaron Lee takes another walk. High and away fastball. All 4 of those for Godby. Now they're going to have a mound visit. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Looks like we'll have a pitching change here at Ryland. We'll give the new pitcher for the Bulldogs a chance to warm. We'll come back and tell you what the new pitcher has done this season so far. We'll be right back here on Atomic TV.
Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every darkened door. The blues won't hurt you anymore. Where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore. We would hesitate to break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today.
Pitch hitting number 15, Tucker Watkins.
Tucker Watkins coming into the pinch hit for the Bombers. Getting put in a good position with the bases loaded, only 1 out.
Pitching now for the Hermiston Bulldogs, Camden Vanoy. 13 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 12 runs surrendered. 8 of those were earned, 10 walks, a 4.24 ERA.
Now
And
pitching for
6
Hermiston, number 4,
strikeouts
Camden
this season.
Vanoy.
While Watkins looking for his first hit this season, primarily in courtesy running roles, along with Grayson Elfring.
Another 3-1 to Watkins. Watkins takes a fastball for a strike. Watkins fouls that off. So fighting this count, still 3-2. High and away for ball 4. Tucker Watkins walks in an RBI. Drayson Elfring, the pinch hitter, coming in to hit.
Pitch hitting, number 11, Drayson Elfring.
Inside ball 1.
Drayson has 3 plate appearances so far this season. 6 runs scored, again, those mainly in courtesy running roles for either Hayden Galloway or whoever is on the mound for Richland.
And that hits Elfring right on the elbow. So instead of walking and run, Elfring gets hit by a pitch and brings one in. Another RBI for the Bombers. Tyler Huck.
Pitch hitting,
Another
number 25,
sophomore
Tyler Huff.
coming up to hit. Huck hits that up the middle in a good play and not able to be picked in time. The Bombers tag on another run. Christopher Godby unable to pick that one at first base. So Tyler Huck reaches on an air. 14-0 Richland.
Pitch hitting, number 22, Cale Cooper.
Come on, Kale.
Cale Cooper comes in to pinch hit.
RBI.
Cooper, 3 plate appearances thus far, 2 strikeouts and a run scored. Also has a stolen base in varsity competition.
Looks like Coach Grant Richardson is just sending out as many sophomores as he can right now. In the dirt ball 2. 2-0.
Come on, Kale.
Kale's at bats came primarily last week in South Kennewick against the Southridge Suns.
Takes much first strike.
Come on, Kale.
3-1 count to Cale Cooper. Swings on a fastball inside. That's going to be fielded and flipped for the second out of the inning. Cale Cooper grounds out, but another run will score. It's 15-0 Richland.
Come on, Bennett.
And as I said last at bat,
Now batting,
Richardson
number
setting
10,
out as many
Bennett
sophomores as possible.
Clark.
Another sophomore coming up to bat, Bennett Clark. Outside ball 1.
Richardson has plenty of sophomores to choose from, 12 on this varsity roster.
Ball skied in the center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Bennett Clark throws not in time. Bennett Clark will take second, but that'll be an RBI single that scores the runners from from second and third. The Bombers tag on 2 more with 2 outs. It's 17-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Drew Schock back
Now
at the
batting,
plate.
number 20, Drew Shaw.
Bombers have batted around here in the 4th.
Drew Schock was the first out of the inning to start this. Schock swings, fouls that one back. See his father, Doug Schock, move from his usual seat, now standing up by the dugout pacing. See if his son will get a hit, fouls that one off right. Low 2. Waves had almost an identical swing as the first one. Tries to beat out the throw. And he's out. So a great play by Hermiston. That's Christopher Godby. Gets thrown off the bag, but midair tags out Drew Schock. So after 4 innings of play, it's the Bombers 17, the Bulldogs 0.
Now pitching number 22, Cale Cooper.
Going back to Bomber Field, we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Bombers maintaining their lead and increasing it in the bottom half of the 4th, 17-0. On the mound for the Bombers, Cale Cooper. The sophomore is just at bat, number 22. Out of the game is Ben Thompson.
Leading out the
Thompson
pitch for
pitched
Hermiston,
one
left
inning.
number 2, Hunter Link.
A lot of Grant making another substitution, taking out catcher Hayden Galloway, giving him a break. Tyler Huck coming in to catch.
So Thompson, 1 inning, 1 hit, surrendered, 1 strikeout, 20 pitches, 11 strikes, facing 5 batters. Cale Cooper has thrown 1 inning so far in varsity competition, 1 strikeout, 9 pitches.
1-1.
Continue to bring you up to date with scores around the Mid-Columbia Conference. Still 3-2 Pasco over Southridge, now in the top half of the 3rd inning, but the bases are loaded full of Suns out in Pasco.
Swinging a miss on a fastball from Cooper. 2-2.
Up in North Richland, the Chihuahua Riverhawks still maintain a 2-0 lead over the Hanford Falcons in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. And at Roy Johnson Field, game number 2 between the Braves and the Lions, scoreless in the 1st.
And freezing him up on and off speed. Great pitch from Cooper. Gets his 2nd strikeout of the year.
Now batting number 4, Camden Vinoy.
In Ryland tomorrow, we have Bombers playing all over the place. Track and field is up at the Prosser Invite. We have the Bomber boys soccer team battling the Hanford Falcons at Bomber Soccer Field at noon. You can catch that right here on Atomic TV. And also behind us at Fran Stadium, the Bomber girls lacrosse team playing 2 games at 1 and 4:30. You can see both of those on Atomic TV here as well.
Cooper's 0-2. Gets him to wave and barely fouled off. Quinn Warner still behind the count, 0-2. Swing and miss. It's going to be a drop 3rd strike, but gets away from Tyler Huck. They'll advance to first base.
Now batting number 21, Barrett Stanek.
Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball. Almost looks like it clips the zone. Gets the batter to turn around, but it's going to be ball 1. 1-1. Flair check swing. Doesn't go, but called strike anyway. 1-2. One-two pitch in the dirt.
Come on, Cale.
Another good breaking ball, just barely missed the zone. 3-2.
Breaking ball's got a lot of movement on it. Just starts off a little bit too high. Doesn't have the chance to get back in the zone. See if he throws it again here, 3-2.
And he misses with the fastball outside, puts runners on first and second.
Coming to the plate, catcher number 33, Brock Hagenson.
Ball swung on, hit deep to left field, and it just trails foul.
Hagenson got a good piece of that one, just a little too early on it. At the end of the day, it's just a long strike.
Great pitch, breaking ball, gets him to swing and miss. 1-2.
One more tail.
Fastball high. 2-2 is the count. Breaking ball freezes the batter. First strike, 3. Second strike out of the inning. 2 outs now. 1 more away, and the Bombers will come away with a 17-run win. Outscoring Hermiston.
Pitch hitting number 5, Alan
28
Bueno.
runs this series. Called strike 1. Pitch just inside, 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 1 strike away from ending this one. Alan Bueno, the batter. The 1-2. Fouled off. Now we'll have a redo of the 1-2 pitch. Just missed the breaking ball again, as you talked about. Just doesn't break low enough to clip the zone. 2-2.
He's working on starting that breaking ball a little bit lower. Coming right back in the zone for a strike.
Swing and a miss, another drop, 3rd strike. Huck recovers it, throws down to first, shock, gets it in time. Great job from Cale Cooper maintaining his Bombers shutout for the last 2 games. So the Bombers, after 2 games of play, win 11-0 through 5 in a mercy rule, and then 17-0 in a mercy rule game 2. As I said earlier, 28-0 outrunning the Hermiston Bulldogs. What do you take away from this one, Mike?
Again, opportunistic, taking what the opponent gives you. All the sophomores were cool to see get varsity at-bats and varsity playing time in the field. And then all the Bomber pitchers getting their time out on the mound and getting warm, getting loose, and throwing gems in the form of Ravel and Edwards. So, second half of the MCC season coming up. Bombers will play at Kamaikan next Tuesday out at Lafayette Field at 5 o'clock. And then we'll return here to Bomber Field to face the Chiawana Riverhawks next Friday night at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Both of those games will be right here on Atomic TV. What about you? What did you think of the Bombers' performance today, and what can they take forward for the rest of the season?
I think it's got to be the pitching going forward against Maiken. Obviously, this team has struggled just a little bit hitting compared to last year and other years before. So if the hitting's not there, the pitching's got to be. And Braylon Edwards and Mike Ravel did exactly that. Obviously, a Hermiston team's not going to be as decorated and as talented as a Maiken team, but baseball's a game of who gets hot at the right time, and hopefully that's exactly what they needed to kind of spark that need that they need to try to beat Kamaiken on Tuesday.
So the win here goes to Michael Ravel, and the loss goes to Brody Woodard. The Bombers win game number 2 by a score of 17-0. Scored 17 runs on 8 hits. Hermiston hitting 2 in the field of play and committing 3 errors on the ball game. Like I said, next time we'll be back here live on Atomic TV for the Bomber Baseball. Will be next Friday night against the Chiawana Riverhawks right here at Bomber Field at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Catch those two right here on Atomic TV. For Ryland Hubbard, I'm Tate Meyer. Have a great night and go Bombers.